Okay, so now we're just taking this apart and looking at some of the nuts and bolts that I need to be paying attention to from a recruiting perspective. And, practically speaking, right, one of the things that we came at this from is we had one of our clients that we were dealing with where they were running recruiting. And they said, hey, you know what? There are no good people out there. We're not getting any good people from our recruiting program. And so we ended up sort of taking that apart, and we designed a recruiting program for them that included all these different steps. But our recruiting program, we went from them hiring nobody in 3 months to them hiring actually 3 people within a month. And they had over 150 applicants, right, within the space of a month. And before, they were getting like 3 or 4 a week. So they went from 12 to 150, and from nobody hired to getting 3 people hired, all within the space of a month. And this is someone who'd been going at this for a year ahead of time and getting no results. So remember, this is one of the things we talk about is saying, so don't keep doing the same thing again and again, somehow expecting a different result. You need to change your approach. And one of the big things here is saying, first of all, we talked about counting the cost of the problem, understanding that cost, then coming up even in your own mind with a budget of saying, okay, here's what I can afford to spend for a solution. Here's what a really great solution would be worth to me. And then defining who is going to own it, and that needs to be someone reasonably senior in your team. And if you're a small business, likely the owner that's going to need to do this, because selecting new talent, new people who are going to join the team, who are going to take you to the next level, is a key strategic priority for you. Once you have done those pieces, then you need to think about all this, but you need to think about this in a context. And I would say the context is you need to think like a marketer. What does that mean? That means that I'm not just saying, okay, I need to get out there and advertise and fill this up. No, I need to be really clear about who I'm looking for, what the specific things are in terms of character attributes, right? We always say hire for character and train for skill, because it's much easier to train for skill. It's very hard to change someone's character. So included in that, then you got to be clear about who are we as a company, what is our ideal employee value, what is important for them, and I need to make sure I reflect that in my company, in my website, in all my recruiting stuff, so that people see what's different or unique about my company and why they would want to work for my company versus all the other companies. This is a marketing problem and a marketing challenge, and you need to think about this like a marketer. Then, and you apply that to each of these steps. The roles to fill, right? You've got to figure out what roles do you need to fill and prioritize those roles so that you're focused on the ones that will give you the most impact first, and you're really clear in spending the money on the most important ones. If you need to hire supervisors or people that you can groom into supervisors or leaders, that is a really high priority, and you need to be really clear about that, right? You need to have role descriptions. And the role descriptions are just so that people understand what you are hiring them into, what you're expecting of them. And that is all part of the attraction process, right? Then you need to create the ads, and then you need to design a screening process, right? So, and this is all part of creating an effective recruiting process, right? Because what happens if you don't take the time and you don't think like a marketer, and you're just willy-nilly just putting, oh, we need a supervisor, oh, we need a laborer, right? What happens? You attract anyone and everyone, right? You haven't taken the time to define what are we really about, right? So we had one person that was we were working with, and they were just, you know what? We're just putting an ad out there and just hoping for the best. I just need a warm body. Well, you know what you get? You get warm bodies. You get people that, they even come to an interview, but then they don't even show up for work, right? Because they're not really excited about working for you. When you take the time to work through, think like a marketer, create an attraction campaign that's going to attract those ideal people, and then additionally, you have an effective screening process that is going to screen out people that don't fit your company, your culture, the role, they don't have the primary requirements. All of this, what this does is it saves you a lot of time, and it recruits people that better fit your ideal ideal role and the ideal employee for you.